Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to today's show. It's great to have you with me on this Thanksgiving Day in the United States. And it's really great for me to wish you a happy Thanksgiving because it's a very special day that everybody can get together with their family and friends and really just give thanks for a year of awesome things that happened. There were great things happening. There were also things that happened that were not so great in the United States, all across the world. But although I'm not an American citizen, and I'm not in the United States today, it's just awesome to me to celebrate this day with you because it started with you guys, and it's great to celebrate it with you. And I'm going to share a little story with you in a bit, also why the United States is such an important country and a special country to me as well. Now, first of all, what is Thanksgiving Day? I went and I dug around a little bit, and it's amazing to me to see actually how many different days of Thanksgiving has been proclaimed throughout the history of the United States. It's amazing. People realize that they really need to be thankful for what they have, and that included, that they won wars during the revolution, and where they conquered the British and many other things. They were really grateful, and that is really also what Thanksgiving is. Now, like I just asked the question, what is Thanksgiving Day? Now, when I found this, and it says it is a public acknowledgement or celebration of divine goodness. And that is really the main source of everything that we have. God made everything. He made everything good. He made everything for you. He made everything for me so that we can enjoy it with Him. That was really His purpose. Because there's a verse in the book of Revelation, in the last book of the Bible, in chapter 4, verse 11, that says, God made everything for His pleasure. So He even made you and I for His pleasure, but He made everything so that He can enjoy it. And if you have children or just people around you, if you did something for someone and they are thankful to you, they say thank you, it's a great feeling. It's probably one of or two of the most important words in the world to hear. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for who you are. It's such an amazing phrase. It's such an amazing two words. And I think sometimes we don't use it often enough. With feeling, because we don't always think about it. We don't always stop. Now, thanksgiving or giving thanks, it's gratitude. And the dictionary says it's the state of being grateful. And it's acknowledgement of having received something good from someone else. And that is why it's so important for us to just to give thanks to people, to acknowledge people. Because when I say to you, thank you, I thank you. So there's acknowledgement for what you have done and what the people in our lives have done. That's why we can be grateful for our families, for our parents. And I think as parents, one of the most incredible things is when your children come to you and they say, thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for what you've done. And although they may not really understand what you've done and what you've done for them, just those words of thank you really means so much to your parents and to your siblings and to whoever else. And so always remember that. Always remember to give thanks to people. Now, I'm just going to, you probably, if you are in the United States, you're probably going to know most of this history, but for those of us who are not, I'm just going to give you a few little things here and there about the Day of Thanksgiving in the United States. Now, what I found is that several days of thanksgiving to God have been proclaimed in the United States since 1674. So various days, not as we know it today, where it's an annual and it's a national Day of Thanksgiving, but there were several days since 1674 have been proclaimed for, like I said, for various victories and for various other things. Now, the first national Thanksgiving was recorded on November 1, 1777, with the latest acknowledgement that I could find was on November 23, 2017, by then President Donald J. Trump, who is the new president of the United States again. And the first annual National Day of Prayer was proclaimed by Abraham Lincoln. And that was done on October 3, 1863. So that's a long time ago. And since then, every single year in the United States, people are thankful on this day. They look back on the year, they look back on the harvest, they look back on so many things that happened throughout the year, where God provided everything, where He blessed us with a lot of stuff. And that is something very precious. And not many countries, as far as I know, around the world really celebrate at one day of Thanksgiving, where they just give thanks to God for everything that He's done. So the United States is really a good example to all of us to do that. And Judy, my wife, and I, it's been many years now since she and I really celebrate Thanksgiving with the Americans. It's very precious to us. And now, why is this so important to me? Remember in the beginning I said to you, I'm going to share a short story with you. Now, I was born in South Africa, bred here and everything up. And in 1994, South Africa was faced with a major turn in history. And the government was going to take a major turn at that time. And everybody all across the world expected a major bloodbath in South Africa. And people from all over and even the United States had troops just outside of the South African border, because everybody was on high alert for the bloodbath that was going to happen. But everyone in the United States, other countries in the world as well, but I know specifically of many people in the United States that prayed for the South Africans. And you know what is interesting? On the last day before the election, a bloodbath was averted. It was stopped by a meeting that was set up. Now, I'm not going to go into those details, but all I want to say today is just thank you, America, that you stood with us back in 1994, 30 years ago. And you know, I'm very grateful for that. And I know many other South Africans as well. And I've recently even said to someone as well that this year, the United States have been faced with major crises. And we are standing with you. We are standing with the United States. We are praying for you that you will acknowledge God in everything, because God is your source. You cannot fight all these fights that are fought against you. You cannot do it in your own strength. No one of us can. But if you acknowledge God, humble yourself and say, thank you, God, because that's really the only way that we can say thank you, is by humbling ourselves. We basically putting ourselves in front of that other person and say, thank you, you did it. It's not me. And so we are standing with you, and we're very grateful for what happened in the recent presidential election. It's a major turn in the history of the United States. But the fight is not over. We have to stand. We have to really pray. We have to stand on our principles. We have to turn to God. And I implore you to do that on this day, where you are with your family, where you are with your friends, and with your loved ones, wherever you are. Please just acknowledge God. Just humble yourself for a moment to say, thank you, God. Thank you that you made everything good. Thank you that you made me so that I can give thanks to you. And so that is why I'm so thankful for the United States, that God raised up the United States, and that God will continue to do so, because you guys are awesome, and we really appreciate you. And the last thing that I just want to leave with you, like I said, to give thanks is gratitude. And it's gratitude is an attitude, and something that I've heard and learned many years ago. And I really always endeavor to apply it in my life, because it says that your attitude determines your altitude. So if you really have an attitude of gratitude, you will just your altitude will just rocket. You will just go up and up and up, because that means that you acknowledge that you cannot do it in your own strength. So let your attitude always be an attitude of gratitude toward God for everything that He's doing for you, for your country, and whoever you are, wherever you are listening to me, anywhere in the world. Just acknowledge for a moment right now that God is the one who made you great, and that He is the one who gives us everything that we need. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving Day, and thank you that we can celebrate it with you in the United States of America. We appreciate you. Have an awesome day. Until next time.